It's a daily English news program on Azərbaycan Television with the most important events of the day. I'm your host, İlham. The Defense Ministry released a statement on the provocations of the Armenian armed forces. According to the Ministry of Defense, starting from the night of November 15th, the Armenian armed forces units from the positions in Yuxarı settlement of Basarkeçer region subjected to fire the Azerbaijani army positions in the Zeylik and Yelice settlements of Kəlbəcər region. For no apparent reason, the opposing side, using various caliber weapons, sniper rifles and grenade launchers, subjected to intensive fire the Azerbaijan army positions. Moreover, on the morning of November 15th, Armenian military units subjected to fire our tractor carrying out roadworks to restore infrastructure in this direction, and 2 Kamaz vehicles transporting supplies for the Azerbaijan army units. The equipment was damaged, but there were no injuries among military personnel. In accordance with the plan, the Azerbaijan army units stationed in this direction are taking adequate measures to suppress provocations of the Armenian armed forces, as well as engineering works carried out by them in combat positions. The Azerbaijan army units control the operational situation. Head of the press service of the Foreign Ministry of Azerbaijan, Leyla Abdullayeva, commented on the statements of Armenian Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan made at the meeting of the Security Council of said country. The comment says that Azerbaijan is taking adequate measures in response to provocations recently committed by Armenia. Thus, Azerbaijani side took adequate measures in response to the concentration of about 50 personnel of the Armenian armed forces in Karagöl direction of Lachin region on the road leading to the positions of the Azerbaijani army last week on November 9th, to the shelling of the positions of the Azerbaijani army in the Kəlbəcər region by the Armenian armed forces on November 13th, as well as in response to the concentration of the grouping of the Armenian armed forces with the aim of provocation on November 14th in the Lachin direction of the state border between the two countries. It's emphasized that Azerbaijani servicemen fulfill their duties in the sovereign territory of our country. Military political leadership of Armenia is single-handedly fully responsible for the current tense situation in the region. A meeting of foreign ministers of the European Union's Eastern Partnership member states is being held in Brussels. Foreign Minister of Azerbaijan, Ceyhun Bayramov, attended the meeting. The foreign ministers will exchange views on enhancing the partnership between the Union and the program member countries. The meeting will focus on governance, investment, as well as strengthening the partnership for sustainability, recovery and reform. Ceyhun Bayramov visited NATO headquarters prior to the meeting of foreign ministers. Azerbaijani foreign minister met with the NATO Deputy Secretary General Mercedes Diona. Economic development of Karabakh is a priority for Azerbaijan, which liberated its lands as a result of the 44-day patriotic war. In order to acquaint investors with the economic and investment potential of Karabakh, the 25th International Business Forum was held on November 15th in Baku. Participation of about 500 foreign investors and businessmen from 30 countries is envisaged at the event. Panels on investment opportunities in Azerbaijan, especially in the spheres of agriculture, industry, tourism, public-private partnership, as well as bilateral meetings between businessmen will be organized. A number of documents on cooperation will be signed. The forum will continue until November 17th. The fact that Armenia did not react to the terrorist act committed near Shusha is an indicator that the state supports terror. Armenia must accept the new reality in the region and fulfill the obligations arising from the signed statement. Russian experts commented on the results of their visit to Shusha at a press conference in Baku.
The terrorist act committed by the Armenian military near Shusha was directed against the servicemen of the Azerbaijani army and Russian peacekeepers. The aim was to exacerbate the situation and lead to losses. This was stated by the chief editor of the authoritative Russian magazine National Defense, military expert Igor Korotchenko. He noted that the terrorist act must be thoroughly investigated. The fact that Armenia did not react to the incident is an indicator that this state supports terror. And the government of Armenia must admit once and for all that Azerbaijan is the true owner of Karabakh, stated director of the Russian Institute for Political Studies Sergei Markov at the press conference. It was emphasized that in the new reality that has developed in the region, Armenia is obliged to fulfill the obligations of the signed trilateral statement. Speaking about the projects implemented in Karabakh in the post-conflict period, Russian experts noted that cultural and architectural centers are being restored in Shusha by the Heydar Aliyev Foundation. It was noted that in less than 1 year, an infrastructure facility was built capable of receiving aircraft of all types. The process presently continues.
A trip of representatives of the tourism sector to the Ağdam region took place. The trip was attended by representatives of travel companies and hotels operating in Azerbaijan, as well as guides and travel bloggers.
Representatives of the tourism sector examined the Imarat complex, the Bread Museum, the ruins of the drama theatre. They also visited the Shahbulaq fortress, the Baku Cms Mosque and the mosque and village of Giyasli. The participants of the trip witnessed the consequences of the act of herbicide committed by the Armenians and assessed the existing tourism opportunities in the region. The participants of the trip also got acquainted with the work done on the reconstruction and restoration of the region, including the city of Ağdam and its tourism opportunities. Trips titled Our Way to Ağdam are planned to be carried out in another part of the region cleared of mines. They will be supervised by guides, drivers, and organizers trained according to special rules.
A meeting of the Azerbaijani community residing in Houston City of Texas State of the U.S. was held. Chairman of State Committee on Work with Diaspora, Fuat Muradov, spoke on the glorious victory achieved in the Patriotic War. He called on the members of the diaspora to remain active in conveying the realities of Azerbaijan to the world. Other speeches talked about the important role of the coordination councils and Azerbaijani houses in this direction. A video on the activities of the State Committee on Work with Diaspora and the visits of the diaspora representatives to Shusha was shown at the event, and an art program was presented. 1,072 infections with novel coronavirus were registered in Azerbaijan. 1,229 people recovered after treatment and were released home. 26 people who earlier tested positive for COVID-19 died. The overall confirmed cases in Azerbaijan have reached 561,925, with 523,660 recoveries and 7,471 deaths. Number of active infections is 30,794. To detect new infection cases over the past day, 6,803 tests, and overall 5,367,119 tests have been conducted in Azerbaijan, the task force under the Cabinet of Ministers reported. That was all for the day. Thank you for being with us, and see you next time.